Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
As the Democrats, social justice warriors, and Hillary Clinton supporters finally begin to accept the fact that Donald Trump is the next president of the United States, the outgoing Obama administration, on the other hand, well, they seem to be having a rough time getting used to the idea. And they are blaming fake news websites for undermining America's political process. Obama says you have to be very careful because some of these news sites can be packaged very well, and they often look like the real thing, but they could be extremely dangerous because fake news, according to Obama, is a direct threat to our democracy.
There's so much active misinformation, and it's packaged very well, and it looks the same when you see it on a Facebook page or you turn on your television, where some over zealousness on the part of a U.S. official is equated with constant and severe repression elsewhere. If everything seems to be the same and no distinctions are made, then we won't know what to protect. We won't know what to fight for. And we can lose so much of what we've gained in terms of the kind of democratic freedoms and market-based economies and prosperity that we've come to take for granted. Then democracy will break down.
So the election of Donald Trump has definitely triggered the Obama administration and the entire left because they relied heavily on the mainstream news media to rig the playing field in their favor and secure a victory for Hillary. I tell you what, they sure did underestimate Donald Trump and the power of independent and social media that is completely taking over right now. Times have changed. The election of Donald Trump shocked the world, and this makes the establishment very nervous and, I imagine, somewhat angry. So what is their next move? Well, they have decided to launch a fake news campaign against the rising alternative media. And believe me, you are going to hear a lot about this during the next few months on mainstream television. In fact, by Christmas, I bet some of you will be getting in arguments with certain family members about fake news. This is the next big push to control the narrative. First, we had Barack Obama talking about fake news and how it's a threat to democracy. And now the establishment media has received their marching orders. Fake news is the new talking point. Get used to it. They want Google and Facebook to censor fake news websites. Twitter has already announced that they will begin to purge accounts that belong to the alt-right. You know what that means? That means Infowars. That means Breitbart. That means the Drudge Report. We are all on the target list. And when Donald Trump posted on Twitter that he would have won the popular vote if it wasn't for voter fraud, well, CNN, right on cue, responded with a vicious hit piece, implying that the president-elect gets his intelligence reports from yours truly, Infowars.
There is no evidence of widespread voter fraud, of course, but there is one website that's reported this claim, this baseless claim, and it's one that maybe, I don't know, does Trump rely on this for his news?
Infowars is the brainchild of radio host Alex Jones, who Rolling Stone once called the most paranoid man in America.
It's been a cozy relationship from the beginning.
I will not let you down. You will be very, very impressed, I hope. And I think we'll be speaking a lot. But
Donald Trump and Alex Jones, the conservative conspiracy theorist and operator of the website Infowars, which seems to be a place where Trump gets a lot of his information.
Does it scare you that the president-elect is listening to Infowars?
Jones can take credit for spearheading some of the most outrageous theories on the internet, from claims that 9/11 was a government conspiracy to the Sandy Hook shooting being faked.
Jones has suggested that the 9/11 attacks and the Boston Marathon bombing were inside jobs by the U.S. government. And Infowars helped fuel the rumor that President Obama is an ISIS supporter.
Obama as the leader of ISIS.
ISIS is honoring President Obama. He is the founder of ISIS.
Jones' theories reach tens of millions each month and are now often echoed by the next president of the United States.
This is the man who's going to be president of the United States, going, following Infowars, talking about which
I don't know anything.
It was an inside job.
If Donald Trump based his voter fraud claim on what he read on Infowars, it wouldn't be the first time.
In a move that could further fuel concern, Alex Jones, operator of the Infowars website, says Trump called to offer his gratitude.
He said, listen, Alex, I just talked to the kings and queens of the world leaders, you name it. He said, it doesn't matter. I wanted to talk to you to thank your audience, and I'll be on the next few weeks to thank them.
When Trump argued that thousands and thousands of Muslims in New Jersey celebrated the 9/11 attacks, he tweeted a link to Infowars.
When Jones posted this video entitled An Emergency Message to Donald Trump during the campaign,
I am going to ask you to seriously think about making the issue of Hillary's election fraud in the primaries one of the central issues to defeating her in November.
Trump had this to say a day later.
I'm afraid the election's going to be rigged, I have to be honest, because I think my side was rigged.
And in the wake of the election, Jones pushing a theory that despite the vote totals, Trump actually won the popular vote.
Millions of illegals voting, at least 5 states being stolen for Hillary. We're talking 5, 6, 7, 8 million people more voting for Trump, if you look at the evidence, in the popular vote than did.
And Trump tweeting just 4 days later, quote, in addition to winning the Electoral College in a landslide, I won the popular vote if you deduct the millions of people who voted illegally.
I'll tell you, it is surreal to talk about issues here on air and then word for word hear Trump say it 2 days later. It is amazing.
Where exactly does the president-elect get his information? Most importantly, perhaps, where does he get his intelligence information?
It remains to be seen whether the conspiracy-driven website remains a go-to for the president-elect.
Your reputation's amazing. I will not let you down. You will be very, very impressed, I hope. And I think we'll be speaking a lot.
Randy Kay, CNN, New York.
In case you haven't heard, Infowars has become the most influential media outlet in America. We're making freedom go viral. And now we are proud to announce a new weapon in the epic battle against the globalists. Infowars Prime, where you can watch live high-definition feeds of the Alex Jones Show, plus exclusive insider videos from the Infowars crew and behind-the-scenes action. Go to Infowars.com/app and download today. Infowars Prime is available right now for your iPhone or Android. You will have access to exclusive videos that you can't see anywhere else. And that means live coverage of events and breaking news on location as it happens. You can also take advantage of amazing deals from the Infowars store that are only available for Infowars Prime subscribers. That's Infowars Prime at Infowars.com/app. And if you can hear my voice, you are the resistance.